Back nine, final round action happening right now on Go Throw. This is the 2025 Masters Invitational here at Eagles Crossing. This is the championship course out here, the one of the two. I'm Luke Humphries, joined in the booth by Mr. Big Germ. We're going to call the action today. Man, do we have a card.
We certainly have a card for sure. We saw a check-in several times with one Mr. Adam Hammis, who's out there doing some special things. He was 7 down to the first 10, which doesn't really compute with this commentator's brain. But also on our card, Anthony Barela, an eagle, 4 birdies to boot on the front 9, going from last place on the card to first place on the card. Something that we predicted we would see just because the course is so tricky and challenging. Gavin Rathbun shooting great as well. He is just one back of the lead right now. Gannon Buhr also still in the mix, but there's just so many players that can take this thing down now. We get to the second page of the leaderboard. You guys see a lot of guys almost finish their rounds. These guys are all out of it. But I think if you're within 5 strokes, you legitimately have a chance with 9 holes to go.
Man, it's been a battle out here. They get a little bit of a break. Hole 10 does play under par, one of only 5 on the day. And it's a good chance to get a birdie. We call it train wreck because it can ruin your round. And it used to be an old railroad track. This is a long hallway, spectating on both sides of it. It's one of my favorite holes to watch people play.
It's beautiful.
And it's an easy birdie if you piece it up.
Easy birdie. You said that like a little reprieve just because these guys played it under par. This hole would average over par on a traditional tour day, I would say. With 113 players, I don't think that you're going to have an average of under par. But it is an interesting shot off the tee. You're going downhill immediately, and you're throwing this steep hyzer. I don't think there's a shot that we throw that is like this anywhere on tour.
Right, very downhill, very hyzered.
And the hole that's so straight for so long, it's a very interesting bend right off the tee.
I think more than any hole I've ever played, this hole in particular, I feel like makes me want to try and get more than I should every single shot.
Mm-hmm.
See if our players can use some discipline here.
That looked
piece this thing up.
Like a really good kick.
Great kick. Next shot, you just want to get 350, stay in the middle.
Yep.
That'll get you that insider edge of circle birdie look.
This is pretty inside. Calvin catching early foliage and rolling down the hill. That is catching a break. Oh my goodness, is that ever catching a break?
He's so far back there though.
Yeah, but you know, with his straight shot that he can throw with this eagle, if he's able to just keep it down the middle, he's going to be right back into position with one good throw.
We'll see. This one looking like it's too straight. Oh, it's a good miss.
I mean,
though.
it doesn't matter where you throw it apparently on this hole. Everyone's getting back into the gravel flat. That looks like the one.
Yeah, it flipped up.
Oh. Hits the one that looks good, gets wrecked.
Yeah.
The train wreck.
Yeah, that branch does kind of dictate the top of the alleyway in there. And Calvin's not throwing his eagle, as you suggested that he might.
So he's so out of position. He's going to go with the short. He's going to step up to the big distance driver. This is a big shot here.
Oh my goodness.
He is. That's just so aggressive to be able to pull that. To even eye that shot up just shows a big ambition.
I know. Nobody hits a gap with more conviction than him. It stayed on the right, though. I don't love that.
No, I think birdie's out of play now.
He could go crazy patent pending roller. Depends on how desperate he is.
It would be bold.
I don't think he really needs it. Was that a forehand roller? Look at that.
Are you
fancy
serious?
Little thing.
You crafty Finn, you. That was awesome.
Well, he might have another one. Curled back up left on the hill. See what he does from there.
Gannon would just love to avoid going back on that left steep side hill like he had a couple shots from yesterday. And look at these beautiful red buds lining the fairway.
Overturned a little bit. Oh, but look at this.
Gannon just can't do wrong on this hole. It's going to be a tough angle, but it's doable.
He's at the edge of the mouth. He might be able to get a little bit of a higher ceiling now that he's kind of pushed through things. Come on, turn. It's fine.
Yeah, staying left is wonderful as long as you don't hit any of those early trees. Anthony dodges them all and is in a great position now for the birdie.
If your disc ever flies for that long on this hole, I mean, good job. That's all you're trying to do.
Uh-huh. Väinö just trying to find a way to get into position for the par. Yeah, it should put him in a good spot.
Opens up the angle with that kick to the left as well. Now that he's also out the gap, and Calvin is going roller.
You called it.
I love it, and I don't at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is tricky up here. I've been up here. Luckily, the branches don't have leaves on them.
This is where the wild things are. Yeah, that's...
Okay. Seem to drop down in a reasonable position.
Calvin needs to be careful because he's already 4 back. Looks like AB's in great position to get a birdie here. If he takes a double bogey...
Skip shot. Get up. Oh, big skip.
Yeah, great shot.
Oh, and it sits.
30-some feet? Yeah.
Yep. Nice shot there. AB, he is able to use a bit higher ceiling here, so he can go all the way up to the green. Probably trying to throw a forehand flex, and that was pulled. Had to be.
A little long, perhaps? No, actually.
Oh, it's going to be great, really.
Yeah.
Still good. About 25 feet. We'll be putting uphill.
Väinö has this to save the par or get close to save the par. The green is so protected with these little tiny trees make it tough. You can throw a great shot and still kind of get a bad break.
Yeah, you can't fall in love with getting your disc up on that top tier.
Yeah.
Really just being pin high, 20 feet left.
That's what I was concerned that Calvin might try to force a long make, and now he's got a tough one just for the bogey. Good illustration of how tough the train wreck is.
Yeah.
Gannon through a couple of quality shots, not a bad third shot, still walking away with par.
Yep.
That's a great save for the bogey.
Nearly missed another one high. Saw 2 on the front 9 that seemed good the whole way, but just stayed up.
I like the version of Calvin that misses high.
Oh, me too.
Especially with the nose down that he often gets with his putter. If he gets it at that top band and drops down. And that's a huge birdie for AB and a tough birdie to see if you're Calvin, because that right there separates him by 6 strokes with only 8 to play.
Yeah, that second shot was great. Missed a couple trees on the left side, got a full flight out of it. If AB ever throws a full flight on this hole, I mean, he's getting a birdie.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this fairway is just so penalizing the entire way down.
Ooh, little jump in with hammies on 14. We'll get to this par 4. It starts with a very placement tee shot here. Going to try and throw the spike hyzer. Land about 40 feet left of the OB line up there. Oh, he tugged it right. Has to get over it. Okay, it does. Look at that.
That looks good.
He was feeling something we weren't. There is an OB river up there.
I think he comes up short of it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just barely.
Oh,
this
it's
is
perfect.
a great angle for Adam's second shot.
Big forehand, tailwind.
Gosh, look at the wind ripping.
Okay, he's kind of going up the gut. I wasn't sure if he'd go around that tree. Yeah, it looked good. As long as it sat down. There's some rocks around that green.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it goes long. The way he's playing so far, man, this is into a headwind, but this is exactly what he's looking for.
So many birdies. There we go.
This is going to be...
Oh, it's par. So he did go on the OB.
He found the river.
Wow.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. I don't love it. Not a big fan of cart path rivers, especially in landing zones that are blind like that, but it's the way it's played for everybody, so unfortunate for Adam. As we head into hole 11, his only blemish of the day, very tricky green to hit, 402, but plays like 350.
not a shocker that he would get a blemish on
No,
this one.
exactly. What do we say? 59% of the field doing the same.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday it was 71%.
71%.
So yeah, this one's tough. Controversial in some ways, but I think it is forward thinking. I like a lot about the hole.
Yeah.
The hole itself is beautiful.
Yep.
Does it need to be an island? That's debatable, I guess.
Yeah, could it be played as hazard?
Yeah, hazard would be fine, something.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
That had no chance of staying safe
Oh my goodness.
until it all of a sudden did.
A two-stroke swing. Literal two strokes.
Yeah, there's no quicker two-stroke swing than what just happened right there.
Yeah. The drop zone putts, it's makeable, but you can't run it.
It's makeable, but no one's going to even try.
Look how softly he threw that.
Yeah, and now it's gone.
Taken.
Objectively, much better looking shot
Yeah.
than what AB had.
I mean, AB's was high out of
No,
the
it's going
hand,
in the creek.
hyzering. It missed so many limbs to even travel that far.
And these guys are
Come
true
on.
perfectionists.
I love that. Whoa, look at that ride, just dipping and diving.
That's just beautiful. Väinö is so technically talented.
Stable throwing putter from him, and two guys on the green. Look at him smiling. They know how big that is.
Yeah, of course they're smiling. They know what that means.
Yeah.
It's a big bump for them.
We had 2 pars yesterday. We only had 1 par today.
Yeah, it's a very rare thing.
It's a birdie or a bogey. Calvin, unfortunately, going to be taking one of those bogeys.
Yep. And that goes ahead and seals the deal for Calvin.
Yeah, we missed Gannon's layup, but he just pitched under the basket as well. So a couple of birdie looks now for Anthony and Väinö up first.
All right, here's the drama. Is Väinö the 1 par? He is not.
All right.
Is AB the 1 par, or is it a rogue gentleman that we don't get to see today?
This is Buddha's perch. You can see it right
Oh, yeah,
over
out there to the right.
AB's shoulder, yeah. And there's a shooting range right across the creek right there. You've got to have a big ATV to get over there, but a bunch of cool rifle ranges, pistol ranges.
There's a lot of big ATVs on this complex.
Yeah. it's a crazy
Polaris is
place.
aplenty, just ripping around. And
400 acres. And we're jumping in hole 15. This is a giant boulder with a basket placed on it. And your best bet is not to try and base this boulder, but more to skip it up just short of it.
it's a
'cause you can-
really overstable disc from Adam's hand. Look at that thing. Just
You're right.
once it starts the hyzer, it does go straight down. A unique disc that you can almost aim straight at the pin, just a couple of degrees right, and just know that it's just going to drop out of the sky when it's ready.
Wow. Perfectly played. That was Exhibit A. That was exactly what I was talking about. Keep it short.
This guy's going to break the record for birdies in a round if he continues this stuff.
On his way, hole 12, picturesque, a signature hole out here, an unload your bag hole. Walk over there with the light bag, the lightest bag you carry all day. Jerem, I mean, players are throwing the backhands. Would you throw a forehand here?
The backhand plays the best here on this hole. The pin sits on the left side of the gap as you throw the backhand straight as a righty. But we did see Austin Turner throwing an unconventional lefty hyzer route kind of over the head of the cameraman. Whoa.
That is a penalizing drop zone as well.
Who
One of
knew?
like 4 or 5.
I mean, as the thing was just going up and down, there's just
Yeah.
no telling
Yeah.
if that was going to. It's just like
I know. How do you have confidence standing on the tee box after that?
either the disc dipped and jumped 3 or 4 times.
Wow, he thought that was going to be super stable. It bends over but finds inbounds. That's like a full upshot from over there.
It's a
It's
scary
like
one,
100-something feet away. They're all going stable fairway drivers, and none of them have been stable enough.
This one's trying to work its way back to the basket, but it's not going to be super close.
Yeah, that left to right head is just abusing these things.
Safety's paramount on 12 because, like you said, the drop zone's not a walk in the park.
See if Calvin can go to school on him. Looks like he has a bit. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
I'm substantially better than the rest. An AB. Look at this thing.
This is a brutal drop zone.
It really is. It really is. This is what you get and why you throw long. Oh,
That's sick.
playing with fire,
Yeah,
Germ.
that is sick, though, man.
He's about to have another 100-something footer. Throwing 5 if he didn't land that.
That goes in the water. I mean, whatever momentum he'd built up to this point,
Yeah.
not only gone, it's just he gets into a very lonely place at that point.
He has to be watching scores. His good buddy Adam Hammy's. Oh,
We've seen it.
No nubs.
We've seen it.
That is the biggest one we've seen.
That's the only knock against the Abyss. But you know what? That was a missed putt from Gannon.
Yeah.
But the result is just far more egregious than a
Wow.
basket that has the nubs.
Yeah. Calvin.
That might have even stayed in for Gannon because it might have caught a nub and held it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Blood in the water. Heimburg circling.
Still battling for good cash out here. This is a good payout for a 32-man field. This is, they're making it worth these players' while.
Yeah. 7,500 for first. 3,600 for second. List goes on. Bunch of guys getting 4 figures out here. And there was no buy-in, so this is straight profit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And that is a frustrating bogey. A putt he had to run.
Indeed. And the first time that we really saw kind of that scoop flip up from
I've been waiting to see it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see it.
Had to happen. All right, hole 16. This one will ruin your day. All the hard holes you've played, probably got a bunch of birdies out of them. Trying to keep them. 16 is trying to take them, Germ.
It's trying to take them all. But the thing that's nice about 16 is that it is so difficult that the game plan is kind of around the idea of how to respect the hole itself. When we saw something like on hole 4 with Calvin's triple bogey, that's the unexpected part that you never know when something like that's going to happen. But this one, that there's a respect that you have to give 16, otherwise it will take your lunch.
And this is too much respect that Adam showed on that tee shot. And this is a weird layup now to the second island.
Yeah, this is danger for sure. Worth noting, though, at this point.
Got to chill. Headed. Oh.
Is that a great tree?
It possibly could have been.
Adam Hammis at this point, guys, he is 8 under par with a bogey.
Insane.
Through 15 holes, this man has 9 birdies. It's just
He has
a remarkable pace.
1 back of the lead, started the day 7 back of the lead. And look at that forehand approach over the OB, Germ.
Nasty.
To save par.
Oh, my goodness. You don't save par from that far right. And Adam's about to prove that is not correct.
I mean, he's playing fantastic golf right now.
And fuego.
This is the stuff that, for instance, 1,100 rounds are made out of. This is 300 plus on the UDisc rating. This is next level stuff.
You want to explain 300 plus on the UDisc rating for those? Because I kind of don't really understand either.
It was kind of meant to be somewhat off bowling, something that a lot of people are familiar with. And, 300 was meant to be a barrier that wasn't broken unless something was really special was done. And each stroke you go even more under par, it's like exponentially better
it's
than the
rated
last.
on a curve, the thing I've been screaming for years.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
There's only 18 holes, and if you can get another birdie on top of that, your 11th
it's even
after
better.
you get your 10th. Yeah, agreed. Calvin.
Yesterday, he got a brutal kick out of bounds.
Dude, this is the one that you mentioned it the other day. It does feel like there's a gap you can't see. You can hit the initial one, but after that,
you got to get kind of squirrely.
Unless you're throwing backhand, you can pure at this. It's got to be inside, tight around this corner.
I like a lot of things about this shot just for the angle, but the wind is just not cooperating. That was just holding it down and not really allowing the disc to have its full flight.
No sit. Wow.
Fortunate in many ways that thing did not catch left edge, roll right, downhill OB, forced a re-tee.
Yeah.
It was very close to doing that.
I mean, AB's got a lot of pre-shot movement in his forehand. I wonder if these discs are being blown offline as they're being thrown.
Look at their shirts. Of course they are.
Yeah.
You don't see two of the top forehand players in the world just duff their shots straight into the ground unless there's some serious wind they're contending.
Yeah.
AB's in danger of going bogey and perhaps surrendering his lead.
Yeah. This is for sure a bogey coming at this point. Could be worse. It's a tight little green. Ooh, gap.
Gutsy shot for what?
It sneaks right in front of that, and it's good.
Did that hit the ground and go backwards, or did that hit the tree?
Hit the tree, then the ground, and backwards.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
That's what I saw, at least.
I blinked at the wrong time, and I see the disc just hit the ground and going back up the hill. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you got to blink at some point, you know.
You do. AB's just going to do his best to just lay this one up close.
Ooh.
He's still got work to do. You never want to have work to do for the bogeys.
27 feet down the hill, raging winds. Väinö, that's a lot of angle to put that disc on the ground at.
Yeah,
Stops next to Blake. That's not bad.
That's fine. Blake is the most courageous catch cam guy. This guy loves getting up in the action for the good shot.
Oh, that headwind didn't let it come down. Yeah, he stays in the pocket.
He does, man.
Same with Bobby.
Well, Anthony Barela, that's going to be an awakening. He's about to drop to 6 under. That brings Väinö back into the play.
Oh, look at these putts.
Can Väinö take advantage of the opportunity? Save the par. He does. He's going to remain at 5 under. Anthony's going to be dropping to 6 under. At this point, Anthony was 5 under for the round, tying course record. Now he's 2 back of it.
I said yesterday that I couldn't remember the last time Gannon bogeyed 3 holes in a row, and now 2 straight rounds, we're seeing it.
Yeah, we saw 4 yesterday from Gannon.
Yeah,
He's got 3 today. But this is just the place to do it.
Yeah. Checking in with Adam, now on hole 18, the cake hole, and coming off, unfortunately, a double bogey churn. Look at that.
Well,
yeah.
With that double bogey, he is still 6 under for the round. So he's sitting in position for a course record.
Yeah.
But that double bogey takes him potentially out of the hunt.
Yeah. If he had been at 6 and eagled this hole, which is very possible, he could have gotten himself to 8 under par, which if you post 8 under, it could do it.
It
definitely could do it.
Well, that's just an ideal drive, though.
Yeah.
It's going to give him a great opportunity to attack the eagle.
Yeah.
But you can just see the way that he was carrying himself there, grabbing that bag. There was just a realization that any chance with that remarkable run probably came to an end with that double on 17.
Yeah. The door's closing.
Well, this looks pretty promising.
Yeah. Landed in the grass, short left, bottom of the cake. Gonna be a crazy putt to run.
Yeah, there's too much wind to really justify that, even as well as he's playing. Like, look at that flag. It is just ripping.
Yeah. I mean, right to left, it's the worst.
It's the worst.
It turned into a kite immediately.
It would go out of bounds left. No question about it. Yeah.
Keeps it. Anheuser keeps that right little lip down.
It's kind of annoying. You know he was going to that top layer.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a tap in.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, we have a course record.
Yep.
It's a new course record.
Yep.
It's 7 under. I mean, takes a par on 17. He shoots 9 under.
Yeah.
He takes a birdie on 17. We're talking double digits at Eagles Crossing.
Bend the reality of what a disc can be and discover Ultra Soft plastic. With its extreme flexibility and tackiness, Ultra Soft has the best grip and flex of any plastic Prodigy has ever made. Take on cold or wet weather with confidence behind every shot. We are excited to add 300 Ultra Soft to the lineup, which joins 400 and 500 Ultra Soft. Check out the entire collection today on ProdigyDisc.com or your local retailer.
All right, jumping back into the action, hole 14. We saw Adam play it earlier. He landed on this OB River path, which is typically a good spot to be up and around. Sets up a forehand over the lake, or you can throw the mid-range backhand. Typically don't see players using the right side of the fairway to approach, Jerm.
Yeah, there's not really much there. The forehand's definitely the play into the green, swinging away from the out of bounds. Are we going to call it a lake, or are we going to call it a pond? Body of water.
Yeah, a body of water, 1 of 9 on this course alone.
I think for any course to be considered in the upper echelon of greatest courses in the world, they have to introduce open, long, short technical, hills, and water.
Yeah.
Those are the things. I want to have a full challenge, and this place has all those things in droves. Well, maybe not too many short technical, but there is a lot of technical.
Yeah, lacking the short technical, right? This is full-on challenge here. Par matters on every single shot. Taking par is fantastic on some of these holes. We talked about hole 1 playing nearly a stroke over par, 16 coming up playing even closer to a stroke over par. These are insane holes these guys are being asked to play, and those are both perfect drives. Ideal.
I don't think the run-up should be too big of an issue for Gannon. I think he's got full swing follow-through.
Yeah.
His forehand should be able to manage a shot to the green.
Yeah, you're asking for players to dial it back in and hit a very specific landing zone here. All of them could throw it much further.
AB with an interesting reaction off the bench. Hopefully that's not going to be in the way for Calvin.
Oh, dude, that would be in my way.
He has a very low release for his forehand, so this is going to be in his head.
Oh, my gosh. Very close.
Good trust.
Yeah.
Strange reaction off the ground.
Yeah.
That is not really in birdie range, but makeable.
All right, AB also looked like he had some stuff in his way.
See how he bounces back after the tough double bogey on 13.
Whoa. Super Spike Heiser over the... Oh, my gosh. Stop. Oh, that's not it. Is it in? Yeah, it's out. Wow. So rude.
That is brutal. What a shot.
He brought the heat in. It's the tailwind. The thing just kept on trundling.
Oh.
So we saw 2 complete stops. That may have hit a tree, but
I wonder if AB. I wonder if he has any idea. I bet you there's no way that he can know, because I don't see any spectators that can give him a heads up.
Thought he timed it. There definitely probably are some spectators though. So
within eyesight,
I'd guess to the player's right is hole 15.
Okay,
great place to spectate. So people are also double viewing.
No.
Look at this.
Okay. That was heading straight OB. Dude. But the red bud comes to aid for Väinö and keeps him close.
Apologize to all those tree lovers out there. I got my tree wrong.
You did.
Called it a dogwood. It's a red bud.
It's the North Carolina state flower.
Yeah.
Some people think it's a state tree. It's a state flower in North Carolina.
Yeah. The dozen people that hit me up, I appreciate the knowledge gained. And it is the state tree of Oklahoma, or flower, or whatever you're saying.
Well, I don't know if it's the state tree of Oklahoma,
it is,
but it's the state flower of North Carolina.
Unless somebody lied to me.
We're going to get into some dendrology here, folks. All right, Anthony Barela at 4 par after Väinö's nice birdie. And that's important, because that would have been for the lead for Väinö. Or not for the lead, because... Yeah, because Adam is in at 5 under.
Yep.
So it would have been for the outright lead.
Yeah. Hole 15. Well, check in first. I love that.
Yeah, now we can get the full take.
Gavin Rathbun. Look at this now.
Hold up.
4 strokes, 8 under par on the round, besting the course record at the moment by a couple strokes.
Where did that come from? Excuse me. Gavin Rathbun out here doing something no one's ever even thought of.
No. No one thought we would go that deep. It would have been yesterday if we did.
Yesterday. I mean, this is... Why are so many players going so low? Do you see that flag?
Yeah, whipping. Water close. OB stakes prevalent.
This is amazing. Wow, the action real hot right now.
Yeah. It's Gavin's to lose at this point, it looks like.
he was playing a great front nine, but man, to get all the way to 10 under par, that is just next level.
Yeah, that disc bobbing and weaving the whole way. Stable fairway driver is the play. You just got to trust it at the lake. Also good, maybe a little shorter.
Yeah, it's close enough, you'd think.
Yeah.
You hope, at least.
You just don't want to bring on the rock, like I said earlier.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. Watched one shot. Greg Barsby skipped up, hit the rock, just rolled right in the water. And it's like, you know that's going to happen as a player, so you're trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
But 2 days in a row, Gannon's playing with fire. He's going basket height and somehow manages to fit it between the rock and the OB water.
Ooh.
Really overstable. Watch out. And it just
He
dies.
just spikes right there. Shout out to Robert Burge. I actually saw him skip up, glance off the rock, and slide under the basket. Stopped under the basket on the rock.
How is that even possible?
The Annie putt?
What?
Run it back. Come on.
Väinö, come on with that. That actually turns over into the basket.
It really did. He threw that at airspace.
What a putt read. Incredible.
Yeah. Wow.
And did we have I think we had a star frame
Yesterday we
Yeah.
did too. Well judged on this one. Really came down to hole 7 on the front 9 and hole 15 on the back 9 being a chance for you to pick up like one of the only easy birdies, if you want to even call it that, on the course.
Do you think that if they were to tweak the design at all, that there would be room for a hole that would be like a hole 2 at Fox Run, like a short 260 technical, or would it be too strange in contrast to the rest of this course?
No, I think you should do it because I think every course needs one of those.
Like a 300 footer. It doesn't have to be 370, but just like one technical one.
I think that's what 11 is. It's just downhill.
Yeah, sure. If it just didn't have the pesky OB.
Yeah, the best deal.
All right, what happens on this hole is going to dictate this tournament right now.
Really will, man.
Because these guys are in position to take second place if they don't get on their birdie horses.
Yeah, get their act together. Going for aggressive play on this one, though. Man.
He's got 13 speed in hand. He's going for the big shot.
Yep. You throw this right at the path on the right across from the pond. Let's see if he commits to it. No, it's not it. That was about 20 feet left to what I said, and now it needs to hit something. Stop.
Needs help. There's nothing stopping it once it starts going down the hill.
It tried.
It's retrievable.
Yeah. Like I said, got to start that one out at the path. And Calvin, he's made cash on this one. He's done it a different way. So he's laying up short right. I do like this play. We saw Hammies go really far right.
Yeah,
and it's happening to him too.
Calvin's really in no position to try to throw away any unnecessary money. He's not in contention for the lead, so he's got to just be smart here. He doesn't need to track down or push for anything.
Yeah, I mean, he was 4 under through this stretch yesterday. Went birdie, birdie, eagle. And that would get him into a place where he could potentially do something.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see an aggressive
podium.
second shot.
I mean, I think that's the best he can play for is podium.
You just never know. AB.
Whoa.
Aggressive forehand. If you got it,
AB
it's the
aggressive. BB aggressive. Are you kidding me, dude?
That's what I wanted to see. Just wrenches it over.
I didn't even know you could get that far on this hole.
Yep.
That is outstanding.
So good. You're trusting it way out over the water because you can't see all the land in that second landing zone. The best part about this hole is the blindness of the landing zone on the second island.
You have to pay so much respect to the angle of your disc is hitting the ground, the speed, and Väinö just not pressing. And there's only so much you can do from that drop zone. Smart shot, well executed, accepting the bogey that is imminent. Is this similar to the place where Calvin was when he hit that shot?
Not that similar.
Okay.
Looks like he stays safe.
But he had to throw a similar type shot.
Yeah. Yeah, he was more right, so he got to throw the pure hyzer there. And it
Yeah,
was
he
a
had to,
very
like,
straight
flex
shot.
it
Yeah,
back.
flex shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that day. This is a crazy play though. Putter shot going for the green. Oh, rude kick. That was headed to a good spot. I think he's like lost a couple putters this round, and
Yeah, it can. That's the demoralization that can come
yeah,
from playing here. All the skinny trees just they end up giving you some unpredictable, wild, outrageous kicks.
yeah.
AB's got a chip shot, guys.
That's the best drive I've ever seen. Look
I-
at that.
I don't think
Wow. Your card's falling apart around you, and you're just simply approaching from there. That is,
you simply can't throw a better drive than that.
you demoralize the opponent to a certain extent.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. How do you putt that far accurately online? That is just a skill that very few have.
It was like he kept his balance. Wow. Okay, so this is Calvin's disc. Oh man,
They're
that
trying to make a
should be in
determination.
bounds.
I believe I heard some rumblings after the round that there was a couple situations where they needed string to line
Yeah.
between the stakes.
Yeah.
And in each situation, the player was out of bounds. I think maybe the first one was AB back on 14, and now Calvin here.
Yeah. As a TD, that wasn't my bad. Could have hooked him up with those strings. Would have been easier. Could have saved a little bit of time.
Hey, we live and we learn.
Yeah, I think they got the right call ultimately. It's unfortunate that it was that close. And in
Yeah.
the grass, it's not the first time that's happened to Calvin this week either. Happened to him on 11 yesterday. So it's
Okay.
unfortunate to be somewhat safe via PDGA standards, but not here at Eagles Crossing. OBs are tight.
Now, one thing you get at this course, you get colorful scorecards, man, and that's what we've got so far. All right, we're down to it. Hole 17,
Yeah,
technical
I know.
par 4,
Yeah.
636 feet, relatively short in distance, but it goes uphill the whole way, and that makes up for it with OB behind the basket to the right, a ton of trees to kick, a very tight shot shape that you have to make off the tee, and really, no matter how good your drive is, you're going to have to throw a very well-executed second shot.
Yeah. AB kind of got the tournament in his hands, you know. It's not his to lose necessarily, but he's probably looking at his scorecard, and if he is, he's checking others. And Gavin Rathbun, unfortunately, takes a triple bogey on hole 16,
No.
dropping him all the way down to 6 under par.
Oh, gosh.
So,
Okay,
Anthony
so,
Barela,
yeah.
your new leader, if he hangs on to what he's got here,
And that makes things a little bit easier for Anthony as he gets clean off the tee, and Väinö does not. So that's a really tough spot for Väinö. Now he needs to get the birdie on 17. You just got to imagine that the birdie is too easy for Anthony on hole 18.
this looks great. Oh, wow, just a little tight. The height was awesome. Going around the corner that high, you can get very far up there. Both Calvin and Gannon probably putting a little extra on these things.
Gannon gets clean.
Yeah. All the way up the right side. Typically don't get that far past the tree line or that close to the OB, so he might be able to throw over the path entry. Little turnover putter shot from Väinö. Stays in the middle, doesn't kick over there on the left. That's where the bogeys and doubles come quick. Calvin eyeing up a line. They're not big here. If you don't achieve more than 350, yeah, you're chopping wood.
Yeah, chopping broccoli, kicking hard left.
Yeah, you decide when you come and you play here, the championship course, on a windy day like this, that you're going to be in for it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're going to ask a lot
Pack
of
a
you.
lunch, man. You're going to be out there a little bit longer than you normally would.
Yeah. Get the granola bar, even the apple.
Okay, Väinö getting clean through everything. I mean, that shot requires a ton of skill and a healthy heaping of luck as well to get through all the little limbs that it was passing through.
Yeah, he's got a chance for a par now. Pretty well done.
Outside shot at it, but it's a shot.
Calvin, understable fairway driver, holding the turn,
Oh, look
painting
at
out.
this.
Come on.
Luke, that was special.
Wow. After chopping on his second so hard.
All right, finally make it up to Gannon's second shot.
He's got this backside look.
Yeah, okay.
That's where people are finding success. That's
Score.
where Calvin parked it from yesterday. Most success coming from that backside.
All right, Anthony's got to find a window here, going high and hyzer with a forehand.
Can it stay high while it flexes?
Oh, slides up
yeah,
nicely.
yeah.
Beautiful. Hits the middle of that little window.
Not many places on this course you can slide like that. A lot
True.
of lush grass,
Yeah.
very grabby grass.
The grass is beautiful, but sometimes you like that nice hard pen ground to get those slides.
Oh,
That would've
Väinö.
been-
Super elevator putt.
I've been highlight reel central right there for Väinö if that had dropped.
Oh, really? That's about a foot from out of bounds as well.
That's a good work there for the par.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, great third with the fairway driver, keeping it turned over the whole time while going uphill. It's hard to do. Got to have a lot of spin.
This could steal the tournament. I mean, essentially does. Regardless, Anthony's going to hold all the cards going into 18.
Yeah.
And he is now 6 under for the round. A chance to tie or break the new course record set by his friend a little while ago at 7 under.
Yeah. 7 under, 324 UDisc graded. All I know is that I've been seeing the UDisc gradings for the Go Throw Tour thus far.
No one's touching that.
Yeah, barely got into the 290s at the Hideaway. Finally got Calvin at a 302 at Persimmon, and now 324.
That's breaking it.
Adam
That is
Hammies.
bonkers.
Yeah, he really did go bonkers. Hole 18, one of the prettiest greens in our sport to end one of the craziest rounds you'll ever play. The championship course at Eagles Crossing is not for the faint of heart. Just like Bethpage Black, there should be a sign that states, you gotta know what you're in
Yeah,
for.
this is an extremely difficult disc golf course.
Prepare to either be really
Proceed
good.
with caution.
Yeah.
Bring extra discs and beverages.
One angle, 60-foot high spike hyzer to clear the lake at 460 feet, and he goes 60 long.
That's all I needed to do. That tee shot was basically get in bounds, avoid doing the early OB that we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I forget who that was. He was playing a great round. Yona.
Yeah. These guys are crushing hyzers right now. Tailwind right to left, just letting them carry forever and going a little far, pinching off the angle a bit. All right, similar line from Gannon. This is elite distance.
Yeah.
They're making it look so easy.
That's the spot you want to be as well. I don't love being left side like where Calvin is.
Nah, right across the lake. That's exactly where
That's exactly where
airspace is at.
Eagle opportunity.
We saw Hammies throw a forehand into the green. Seems like that sits softer than the backhand that just comes in like a kite, picking up speed almost.
I'm falling in love with Väinö's game.
Yeah.
He is such a good shot placer. Well, looks like Calvin has been rewarded with an opportunity for the hyzer, but you kind of
Look at that.
playing with fire when you get over there.
Sit, stop.
All right, excellent.
Wow.
Might not be easy to get that thing near the basket, though.
I don't know how you would.
Uh-huh. Upside
saw-
down, perhaps?
Yeah, I saw
don't
one
know.
skip out of the rocks on one of the cards before them. That's pretty good width, honestly.
Oh, does it stay up? I'm hearing some alls.
Rolls out of bounds,
No.
I think. Yeah. All right, now Anthony. He's really just got to throw this up there, lay
Yeah.
up the putt.
Yeah, this just safety seals the deal.
What could have been for all these other guys? So many runs made down the stretch. I mean, Gannon had it. Väinö was in it. Adam was there for a second.
Nothing sacred. Nothing safe, nothing sacred here.
Yeah.
You have to fight the entire way through.
Yeah. Gannon finding inbounds. That's 53 feet from the basket. Be
All
a
right.
wild man if you could make that.
Oh my gosh. That would be nutty. Well done.
Yeah, super well done. Honestly, that barely cleared that. If it had hit and gone, like
Yeah.
we could have seen a 3-4 putt situation occur.
I like the discipline of not trying to go to that top tier
Yeah.
because it's the same thing. You don't need to get up there to have a tap in. You still
Right.
have a tap in at that second tier.
When you're 6'5", it's like not as big of a deal. All right, Gannon.
Is it Crazy Man coming out here? What's going on?
I think so. Yeah, he's banging on that thing like it.
Yeah, he's not banging on a thing to lay it up. Are you for real, dude? You could spend an entire afternoon
Really,
trying to make that putt, and it'd be a wasted afternoon.
seriously.
That's how you finish the tournament?
Just floated it in, no problem.
Does that get him to even par for the day? Oh, no, one over for the day. Man, what a finish.
Yeah, just a battle the whole time. It's a brutal course. Come on.
Jiggling left side chains. What an effort.
Yeah. Grabs a little medal, though, luckily.
Yes. Very important medal. That's that. Whoa, boy.
That tailwind just held it up there.
On the opposite side, that thing blows right back out. If he's on the headwind side.
Yeah.
Well, your champion, Anthony Barela.
Deservingly so. The shots he threw, insane. 4 birdies coming down the stretch. When it mattered the most, he clutched up. He hit the putts, made the shots. Man, that's your champion right there.
Yeah, 10 under. If you'd predicted 10 under to win this thing before the tournament started, I think you would have seemed like a genius because that was the correct number, but also, then you would be predicting double course record, which, this course has been played by some great players.
Yep.
So to imagine that it would be beat both times in that wind, it just really shows that Anthony brought incredible stuff and did it with a double bogey and 3 other bogeys this round.
Insane, man. You can't keep him off your card. It's going to happen out here. You can't help it. And his buddy, Mr. Adam Hammies, and he going to own the course record together.
They're going to share that. They share so many things. They're just, they travel together. They kick butt together. They seem to be on lead cards together.
Yep.
It's been a special season so far, the 2025 for Adam and AB.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Gavin Rathbon for a second place finish. Incredible round today. Just wasn't to be coming down the stretch. Hole 16, got another one.
Yeah.
Holes playing close to a whole stroke over par.
Yeah.
Incredibly brutal hole, but so many people to give thanks to this week.
Yeah, indeed.
Definitely got to give a huge shout out to Philip Samuel, his wife Kathy, the whole family, the Samuel family, for being incredible hosts this week. Go Throw for having me on. It's been great working with you. And getting the red jackets has been so fun, and just seeing all the players just loving the property, loving the pain. There's a difference between playing a hard course and getting your butt whooped. But coming out here and enjoying getting your butt whooped, that's kind of what this place does.
Yeah, showed off disc golf in the best ways. Man, another Go Throw event and another kind of new experience brought. This one was special. 10 under par, taking it down. Anthony Barela, your champion. Thank you for being on Go Throw for Luke Humphries and Big Germ. We're going to see you guys next time.